Sorry about that. Peace and assalamu alaikum, family. We alive. This is your brother Malcolm Flex TV. How y'all doing? Let me know if y'all in the chat. Okay, peace. We got Josh Mason, brother 99 Al Filahi Joaquin, brother Danubians in the house, brother Alfonso. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, Flame. Okay, you in the house. All praises is due to Allah. Yes, sir. So this is a continual discussion from yesterday's conversation with search for Uhuru, brother Dynas and Pan Africa Strikes Back, brother Brandon. Right? We heard a lot of hyperbole. We heard a lot of false claims, about our beloved nation of Islam. Some people even challenged me to a debate in the comment section. So I guess they thought, your brother was an easy target. They thought I was a soft target, but I'm here, to beg to differ. Okay. And I will have a couple of brothers on as well to also join me in this discussion as we present information about the Nation of Islam's program for those who just genuinely don't know. You know what I mean? We ain't even really concerned with the people who don't care, but we are more concerned with the people who just genuinely want to know the truth. You know what I mean? And that's what it is about. That's why we do what we do. So I'm waiting on one of the brothers to come through, brother Jesse. He was actually in the discussion last night. And in the meantime, first let me open in the name of Allah, who appeared to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. I would like to bear witness that he traveled 9,000 miles to redeem a lost people. And he raised up one from among us, a Georgia-born black man by the name of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who we believe is not only the messenger, but also the exalted Christ and Mahdi in our midst today, right? Who is one who is in power. And I also bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is not only their divine reminder and servant, but also the Messiah in our midst that has been working 60 plus years on behalf of the black man and woman and all original peoples of the planet Earth, and black, brown, yellow, red, and poor white. So this is your brother, Malcolm Flex TV. We alive, and I thought I open in the most holy names of Allah. So the first brother, one of my brothers that I would like to introduce to the platform is my brother, no other. Some of you know him on Facebook as Evan X FOI. Brother Evan.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Walaikum salam, Black God. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing wonderful. So some of you who may not know my brother, he goes as Evan X FOI on Facebook, and he's a part of our Farrakhan defense chat. This brother's cold with the research. The brother's pumping out 2-3 videos a day, nonstop. He's currently learning his Arabic, trying to get his Arabic on point and in tune with to continuously verify the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, that which is true. So, brother Evan X, the strategist, please introduce yourself, my brother.
Yes, sir, bro. I want to thank you, bro, for having me on your show, man. My name is Brother Evan X FOI. I have a lot of aliases, have a lot of names, you know what I'm saying? But I'm on the YouTube channel called Lions of the Messiah. And I'm also known as the strategist. That's my life coaching name. That's why I coined strategy code life coaching, But yeah, man, I'm just here, man. I'm ready to go ahead and put in this work, bro. The minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he's been under attack like no other. And I think it's about time for us to answer some of these critics and to bring a light of understanding to what needs to be understood, bro. So I really appreciate it. I'm honored to be up here, bro. I love your show, man. You know, and I'm ready to go ahead and put in work, God. So let's go ahead and get it.
All praises due to Allah. Like I said, man, they thought your brother was an easy target. They thought I was a soft target. You know,
Nah.
So we're gonna find out tonight, my brother. So what was your thoughts on last night's conversation, man? And what do you want to add to the discussion?
Well, bro, I thought the conversation was very unproductive. Number one, anybody can sit on social media and point fingers and say what needs to be done and how it should be done. But until you've really been in these trenches, the way that we've been in these trenches, anything else less than that is just lip profession, bro. But I think the brothers, I believe they're sincere. I'm not going to go far and say that they're not sincere, but I believe they're sincere. But at the same time, there's been a lot of misinformation. I don't know where they get some of their sources from, but we intend to deal with some of that tonight.
Praise be to Allah. So I put together a slide for the family, and I also have some videos of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So we're gonna go through some slides. We're gonna do a little bit of reading, and we're gonna do some listening to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Okay, is y'all okay with that? If y'all okay with that in the chat, press 1. All praises due to Allah. Thank you, 99 Al. For Ely, please forgive me if I mispronounced that. Thank you. Press 1 in the chat if y'all okay with that. And we gonna get ready to go in. Praise be to Allah.
Let's go.
Okay, so open up this PowerPoint, right? So the first slide is the introduction. Black man in the USA. This is Muhammad Speak, right? And here's the article, Black Man in USA and Africa. The title of this is called The Nation of Islam's Case for Separation in America or Africa, right? So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad stated in the Pittsburgh Carrier, do you not see and hear how your people of Africa, from whom you were taken 400 years ago, are separating themselves from the same enemy and establishing themselves into a united Africa for the African? Do you think the spirit of unity was created by themselves? Right? Referring to the African brothers and sisters over in that community. Here's another article where it's in the Muhammad Speaks that says African student has high praises for messengers, educational and economic plans. Right? And the minister says, but to relate that to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the biggest joy, because at the table of the honorable Elijah Muhammad, leaders came from Africa, Asia, Central and South America, the Middle East, and the chiefs of the Native American tribes, right? So in the Nation of Islam, we've already been building, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had already been building relationships with leaders all over the world for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I'm going to kind of go from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and him building relationships with Africa to the minister to this day.
Come on.
Right? There's another article that says Africans visit Muhammad will take home the message to their people, because a lot of people don't really know how much they have influenced Africa, right? Here's another article that states African returns home from America, praises work of Messenger Muhammad, right? These are actual articles in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, right? Here's an image of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan sitting and visiting and meeting with African heads of states and leaders. There Minister Farrakhan is, well, he and his wife. All right, there he is again with Nelson Mandela and others, right? A lot of people don't know this. The Nation of Islam had our first international Savior's Day in Ghana, right?
That's right.
So when you read this right here, it says the Savior's Day Convention of 1994 fulfilled the vision of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as an audience of 30,000 in Black Star Square in Ghana, and a satellite audience viewing internationally numbering in the millions saw Black people in America make the Savior's Day pilgrimage to celebrate the first International Savior's Day in Accra, Ghana. President Jerry John Rawlings welcomed his longtime friend, Minister Farrakhan, and 2,000 Blacks from America. Right, because one of the arguments that they was making in their videos is that we ain't taking Black people to America.
Come on,
Africa, right? So it said Minister Farrakhan took 2,000 Black Americans, as they returned to the motherland from whence their ancestors were stolen. Okay, but no, it's gonna get deeper than that.
Come on.
Here's an image of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in Egypt on a camel. For those who say that we are anti-African, which don't make no sense to me, here's another image of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the Sudan with African people. For those people who say that we are anti-African, here's another image, right, of Messenger Muhammad, and it's in the Muhammad Speaks. It says Muhammad integrates, bridge linking Blacks from east to west was built by Muhammad. Think about that. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is an integral part in building a bridge between the Blacks over in the east and the Blacks over in the west.
That's right.
Building relationships with these brothers, but I'm going to show you how deep these relationships actually go. Are y'all with me?
Come on, bro.
Here's a list of the countries the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan visited in Africa: Ghana, Senegal, the Gambia, Niger, Congo, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Ethiopia, Malawi, Egypt, Libya, Nigeria, Liberia, Mali, Uganda, Gabon, Comoros, Benin, and Burkina Faso. And we actually have a brother who's a part of the Nation of Islam who moved to Burkina Faso, and he's a very famous rapper by the name of JT, the Bigger Figure. He's also a member of the Nation of Islam who moved to Burkina Faso. He currently lives in Burkina Faso.
Come on, bro.
So we're not opposed to brothers and sisters moving to the motherland. In fact, we encourage that. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan just not too long ago did a lecture called Separation to Death.
That's right.
So we're the brothers and sisters who've been the champions of what is considered separation.
Mm-hmm. That's
we're
right.
the champions of separation. Okay, so now I'm gonna read the Final Call newspaper article, When the Strong Man Goes, remembering Jerry John Rawlings. Right? Oh, did I ever share my screen? I'm tripping. I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. I'm supposed to show y'all.
I thought you were freestyling for a minute, bro.
No. I got images. My bad. My apologies.
Yeah, because you know that they gonna be
tripping. Yeah. No, y'all got to see these receipts. I'm sorry. Okay, can y'all see that?
Yes, sir. I can see it.
Okay, so just a quick run. I'm gonna run through it again real quick. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but I'm just gonna go through these slides. This is a Muhammad Speaks article, Black Man in USA and Africa. Right? Let me blow it up for y'all so y'all can actually see it. Okay. There's the article again. Here's the other article that I mentioned. African student has high praises for messengers, educational, economic plans, right? Africans visit Muhammad will take home the message. That's the other article. The other article of Muhammad Speaks is African returns home from Africa, praises work of Messenger Muhammad. Here's images of the minister that I didn't get a chance to show y'all. Him visiting and meeting with heads of state in Africa.
Come on.
Here's an image of the minister teaching at the first International Savior's Day Convention in 1994. Here's an image of the messenger on the camel in Egypt. Here's that image of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in Sudan. Here's an image of Muhammad Integrates. A bridge linking blacks from east to west was built by Muhammad in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. Here's an image of the messenger meeting with African leadership. Here's the other image of a map in all of the countries that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan visited, and a cover of the Separation of Death lecture that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave. So I just wanted to just do that quick overview because I thought I was sharing my screen. So my apologies. So the lecture is called When the Strong Man Goes, Remembering Jerry Rawlings, right? So I'm gonna read this. But before I read it, Brother Evan, did you have anything that you wanted to say in regards to the slide? I'm not done with it, but what we have so far.
The truth speaks for itself, bro. That's right there. That's documentation. So you good? We good. Go ahead, bro.
Praise be to Allah. But before I play it or read it, let me play a video of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And after that, I'm gonna bring on Brother Jesse. I see Brother Jesse just tapped in. Praise be to Allah.
You've been so patient. Thank you. I want you to put up the map of Africa. Where is our destiny? Some say, if we are separating, why are you, Farrakhan, making plans to buy land in America? Are we planning to stay here? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the place that we ought to drive our stakes down. But why not Africa? Isn't that our homeland? Of course it is. Let's look at it. Africa is our friend. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this of Africa. Look at that map. Can you see it? Oh, God. Yeah, put it up. You can put in Africa. America, Canada, Europe, Eastern Europe, India, China, Japan, all can fit inside of Africa's borders. The landmass is just that big. And if it were properly developed, it could feed the whole world. There it is. Now, what should our relationship be to Africa? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this of Africa. Our black people of Africa and Asia are true friends. But is it a place we in America should now look to return? He said to me one day, brother, I've flown all over Africa. I looked out the plane and looked, the land is tired. It's been used over billions of years. But this part, America, it was a wilderness. The land here is virgin. Right now, we are witnessing a scramble for Africa, just as it happened almost 130 years ago. In 1884, when Europe organized the Berlin Conference, 14 nations of Europe got together and planned how they would divide up the continent to extract its wealth for themselves. But just like true buzzards, true predators, they began arguing with one another and fighting each other, which led to World War I, where all of the European nations were involved. We have this map of Africa. So once again, there's a new scramble for Africa by Europe and America. They are after the huge quantity of natural resources that they want and need to have under their control. Almost every known natural resource needed to run the Western industrial economy, such as uranium, gold, copper, cobalt, coltan for your cell phones, video games, laptops, platinum, diamonds, bauxite, and especially oil, is under the feet of African people. China already beat America to it. Russia already beat America to it. China invited all the African heads of state to come to China, and they set up an arrangement with China. With Africa. What is that arrangement? We will help you build your infrastructure. We will help you with roads and railroad tracks. We will help you with farming. But at what price? All we want. We got 1,250,000,000 people. We need access to food. We need certain things. So they want to cooperate with Africa, while America and Europe want to co-opt Africa. And let me tell you, America, you barking up the wrong tree today. Look here. Now, through African, the military division of the Pentagon, the United States is now forcing her way into Africa. Now, from our position as blacks in America, our potential strength will enable us to help Africa. You can't help Africa in your condition, and Africa does not need any more bums. What, did I say anything wrong? We got to start right where we are, transform the black man and woman into America, into a potential economic power, and then transform that economic power into political power. Then we can leverage that power to bring about real change in the policies of America toward Africa, the Caribbean, Central America. It's all in our hands.
Peace, family. Peace, family. So we got our brother Jesse on. Somebody have me in the background, because if you got me on in the background, you got to turn me down because I'm hearing echo or feedback. So, wa alaikum salam. So let me take my share screen off right quick. Praise be to Allah. We got our brother Jesse on. Brother Jesse was teaching last night, brother. We was proud of you, brother.
Yeah.
So for all the brothers and sisters who are not familiar with our brother, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
What's going on, everyone? It's Brother Jesse X out of Austin, Texas. Last night, I had the pleasure of connecting with Brother Malcolm Flex, understand, on another channel. Someone, in my opinion at least, was being very dishonest and disrespectful to the minister of the Nation of Islam. And so I felt it expedient to call in and to just bear witness to what I personally have experienced while in the nation, which is in complete contradiction to everything, the lies and the hate that was being spewed against the nation particularly.
Praise be to Allah. In that last clip, both of you, dear brothers, would y'all like to elaborate on what the minister just spoke on in that last clip?
Wow. I mean, I just want to, definitely chime in and say Pan-Africanism is not causing division and, jumping around the world and whatever, living out your own personal thing. Real Pan-Africanism is forming global relationships and being able to help each other, being able to build economically and to build bridges throughout the diaspora, be it Africa, United States, Haiti, and the nation has been about that since its inception, and particularly, while under the leadership of the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, it's only been strengthened. We've grown, we've opened mosques in many of these areas, And so that's what real Pan-Africanism looks like. You know, many of our brothers are not going to want to move to Africa. You know, that's a reality. And a lot of Black Americans, you know, everything that we've been through in this country and our ancestors have been through in this country, you know, we feel some sense of, you know, inheritance, you know, to what has been built here. You understand? And so we can go down a rabbit hole from there. But I mean, just an initial reaction to the video that we just saw, I mean, it was just a perfect example of what Pan-Africanism should look like. And to a testament to that, so many African leaders over the decades have been in full support of the minister and have supported the nation as well.
Brother Evan, what's your thoughts on that last video?
Well, the minister, he basically put in so many words who is the original man. The original man is the Asiatic Black man, the maker, owner, the human, the planner of God of the universe. He's saying, in a nutshell, basically all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth belongs to us. So if we want to call America our home, but separate within this nation, then we can do that. If we want to do it in Africa, we can do that. There's no limit to what we can do as a people and as a nation. So the minister is right on point. He's always been on point. And to minimize that, I believe is very disingenuous. And it's also a sign that we are not ready to separate as much as we think we are. And this is why self-improvement is important. But we'll get on that a little later.
Praise be to Allah. And Brother Jesse has, he also has some bullet points that he wants to go through. So I can pull them up for you, brother. And we
No,
can
sir.
You
no,
sure?
These are just, no, yeah, I think we're good. These are just like little thoughts that I was having after our, you know, little session with the brothers last night. And once again, shout out to Search for Uhuru. Shout out to Brother Dynas. He definitely held me down. I was in Africa recently, brothers. I was in Sierra Leone. And so even though there was definitely some static, or at the very least some, you know, a difference of opinions going on, I don't want to take anything from another Black man that's trying to build any type of economic base to lift us up spiritually, any of that. I think a lot of the static was actually coming from Brandon or Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. And once again, I think it's so important that we get to the heart of what Pan-Africanism really is. And it's not, and what it is, listen, we have brothers and sisters spread out all over the planet Earth. United States of America, London, England, France, you go on all the way, Africa, the Caribbean, Latin Caribbean, et cetera, et cetera. There are enough, we've been in some of these countries for 400, 500 years. Let's just get serious right now. Some of us who have that calling will want to go back to Africa and establish a power base over there, but everyone isn't. And that's not a problem. That just means that if you have a calling for that, go and do it and build a bridge back home. But we're not about to leave here and forget about our family and our culture right here. And just to let it be known, is it reasonable to think that we can have a nation within a nation right here in the U.S.? The Native Americans have done it.
Right.
As last time I checked, they actually have sovereignty in their land. U.S. agents can't even go in unless invited. They have, I think, the tribal council comprised of 88 tribes, and they pretty much act as a little private, their own Senate and Congress. So that's official, right? That's actually on the books. Now, if we want to get into unofficial, but we know what it is and it's respected, look at the Asian community. Chinatowns, Little Korea, from LA to New York City, down to even if we want to tap into our Spanish brothers and sisters, down to South Florida. The Cubans. Let's not play around here. So there are many people who already operate on this level and on this frequency. It doesn't mean that we have to go out and, you know, one of the brothers last night, you know, he kept talking about we have to fight for it. You know, the Trump supporters stormed the Capitol. When are we going to storm the Capitol? Once again, brother, you may have never see. And what's so crazy to me, brothers? Many of these brothers have never even been tested in the field of battle. But they want to come, these Johnny-come-latelys want to come to an organization 80 plus years in existence 40 plus years under the leadership of the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we've been tested and we're still standing.
Right.
So listen, brother, I know that some of you that got fired up the last year or two of your life. You read a book or two. It really turned you on. But listen, you need to fall back and respect the people that's been doing this day in and day out before you were born, since you were born. And we want to grow with you, brother.
Right.
The devil operates with division and subtraction. Allah, God operates with attraction and multiplication.
Right.
We want to grow with you, brother. So all of this, and to put out 2 videos on a nation, and this one particular brother, this is like his thing now, you know, like several videos. The Nation of Islam has never gone into a community, stripped the kid out of his house and hung him from a tree.
Come on.
The Nation of Islam has never created an entire organization, the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, and have an entire block to go out and assassinate and kill brothers and sisters and imprison us disproportionately. We've never done that. Where are the 3, 4, 5 videos on the DOJ on the U.S. government?
Come on.
But you can come to the nation like this. You can come to the minister of man that has dedicated his life to this. Whether you agree with everything or not, we're not saying that you can't have a disagreement. We're not saying that there are some things. Listen, when I hear some of our brothers who I think have good hearts and they just don't know everything that's going on, so they come into the conscience just like, man, why don't we have it right now? Before I criticize those brothers who may have, you know, when they're analyzing the nation and they're getting to know us, if they have a moment where they're trying to figure it out, well, why isn't this already here? You know what? I look at that, brothers, as a cry of us actual believers to get our gear in step. Our people are hurting and they need us. These are cries for help.
Right.
You know, we got brothers, you know, that and once again, I have been to Africa. I want to build in Africa. I love Africa. But at the same time, realize this. This is where you were born. This is where your grandparents was born. This is where your great-great-grandparents. This is where we suffered. We shed our blood here. You wanting to go, or me even, anyone wanting to go to Africa and to build bridges over there, that's beautiful, but that doesn't give you any type of moral superiority to crap on U.S. Black Americans right here who are fighting to build what we have right here and where we've been for, 1619.
Yeah, and that's where I draw the line, because my thing is, you get you a little land over there in Africa, and you want to throw a whole program away now. It just don't make no sense to me, how, we have it in our head. My way is the only way, my way is the only way. And that to me, that don't sit right with me. Brother Evan, did you want to say something before I go over?
Yeah. Brother Jesse, bro, I salute you, bro. You going in. I love it. But these brothers, man, I believe they're very misinformed. Like I said earlier, they're genuine. They're even very passionate, but they're very misinformed, because you cannot talk about the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and try to discredit the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. These brothers, and not just these brothers, but a lot of people try to put the most honorable Elijah Muhammad against his student, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and you cannot do that. So if we want to talk about separation, if we want to talk about going to Africa and all these different places, we have to remember that the minister's mission is to resurrect our people. That's our mission, to resurrect our people here in America. So before we go off and we get in boats and we ship off to anywhere, it don't even have to be in Africa. Our people have to be resurrected. But if we were to resurrect our people first and we go to a different land in a different territory, what's to say that they're not going to bring the mentality of our open enemy to the new land that we live in?
Right.
And that's where they're misinformed at. So before we make videos about, are we going to cancel the Nation of Islam and all this mumbo jumbo, how about we deal with this right here?
Come on.
How about we put these people on blast?
Come on.
And this is what we do not do in the so-called conscious community, Pan-African. We ignore these people. And we want to sweep this under the rug and act as if this problem doesn't exist, the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. We ain't gonna start having these panel discussions about this. But you see, we don't want to separate from them, because really in reality, they butter our bread. That's number one. Number two, the brother, the poor brother, Brother Brandon, he said, and I must address this. He said that Jim Jones has done more in regarding separation. I'm paraphrasing, than the Honorable Minister who's Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam. Right. First of all, why did Jim Jones leave America to go to Guyana?
Come on.
Jim Jones, and in case y'all don't know, Jim Jones was a cult leader in the 70s, and he massacred thousands, damn near 1,000 black people. And you can just look this up. There's documentaries up on him. So y'all can just look this up and do your research. But Jim Jones left America to go to Guyana because of the fact that the FBI and the government and the media and the press discovered that he was having child molestation relationships with young boys, young women.
Wow.
His followers discovered this. So he was running from place to place, state to state, city to city. He started in Indiana, I believe, and then he ran to California. And then after California, then he ran to Guyana. But he did not have the hearts and soul and the peace and tranquility in mind for his people. He had his own agenda. He was a racist. He was a bigot. He had fake faith healings in which he would lay hands on people and people would pretend to actually be sick and have cancer and all these type of diseases. So then he just decided to take people's money from their homes and then put it into his drug use. This is what Jim Jones did. Wow. But y'all got the nerve to call the Nation of Islam a personality cult.
This who they comparing us to.
The definition of a cult really is. See, you cannot. How dare you put Jim Jones and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the same sentence? The minister has a mission that supersedes all of these so-called leaders and faith healers. See, the problem is y'all look at the minister like he's just a black leader or a political leader when he's way more than that. And he has actually interceded all of these so-called leaders that we had in the past. You can't put him on that pedestal. My bad, I'm going. Y'all go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, Joseph.
No, and brother, I just want to follow up on those great points, Brother Evan, and just with the one as far as, but let's deal with the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as a CEO, as a businessman, as a nation builder. We know that he holds so many titles, but let's deal with those things. Once again, we're talking about since the resurrection of the nation. One thing that I keep and will keep hitting on, it's so funny that people want to go out and talk about nation building, but where are your institutions? You understand? I think that it shows a true sign of wisdom that an organization, that the minister and the executive council over decades, not 1 year, not 2 years. I read a book, I'm fired up in 3 or 4 years. No, we're talking about, 80 plus years. And let's talk about the exact 40 with our brother, the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They've done everything that you would do to say that you're serious about building nations. Right. They built an educational system. We're building on our farmland. We have a farmers co-op where you can even get fresh organic products from your local mosque or study.
We're gonna show them.
You understand? And once again, getting back to Pan-Africanism, we're not in the business of popping our collars or doing anything like that. But there is no way look at the minister's world tours. He's been the guest and he's been of counsel to many African nations. He had a very special relationship with Colonel Gaddafi. If that's not Pan-Africanism, then what is? We had a relationship with Jerry Rawlings. We helped so much with the Ghanaian cause. We did, we are, and it's only going to get better. And guess what, brothers? I don't hold it against these or against Brandon in this particular case because he's never been on this level. He's never had thousands of lives, hundreds of thousands of lives, and have leadership over that and being responsible to families. So it's easy when, once again, brother, I want to connect with anybody that's trying to promote positivity and build and to lift our people to where we can have freedom, justice, and equality. But once again, you've never stood in these shoes of a man in an organization that's dealing with world leaders. and we've been doing it for decades.
Right.
We're not about to be out here telling all our business and, oh, well, give me a date. I'm sorry, brother. See, you're dealing as an individual. You done got expired for a couple years. You maybe got your first couple programs off the ground. That's beautiful, once again. But you're dealing with a machine right now. A machine that's been putting this work in for 80 plus years and has had dealing in some of the most important events in Black history during that time.
Man.
So you have to forgive us if we move differently.
That's right.
Come on.
You can see the proof. We ain't got to be out here jaw-jacking with everybody. We don't move on your time.
That's right.
But once again, when any of you brothers and sisters want to come and match, once again, we're not into the whole ego thing, but if you want to come and collaborate with anything that we have going on, 40 plus years of a successful school program, we produce, and guess what? Even those of us who may have degrees and all of that, it's no way in hell that we're about to buy into whatever Brandon was talking about. Oh, let's just focus on middle-class Blacks. No matter where you are in your life, if you're super rich, if you're poor, you find yourself in a down situation, you're trying to bounce, whatever your situation is. If you working on your PhD at Harvard, or if you're trying to find a way out of working the clubs at night, you know, in Atlanta, whatever your situation is, you have a home in a place where you can come and self-actualize right here.
Right.
You know,
we live as we climb. We're not about to be about all this. Well, forget about the poor niggas. They deserve to be in jail. They deserve what happened. We're not doing that. We know we have a wicked system and we're all coming out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, who was the most honorable Elijah Muhammad before he became the most honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Come on.
He was poor. Okay?
That's right.
But y'all got the nerve to use it. See, y'all, they gonna stop doing that, man. They gotta stop doing that. You cannot use his example, but then defecate on his legacy, because he did not start off having international relationships with different people in different continents and different countries and stuff. He didn't start off that way. He was poor. So if he was resurrected into godhood, then why would we take our people and reject them because they're not so-called middle class? And you raised a good point, Brother Jesse, because there was a wise Black revolutionary by the name of Brother Khalid Abdul Muhammad, and he said, no wise general since before the opposition and discuss battle plans and battle strategies. That's not wise. So why would we get on YouTube?
Come on.
And why would we get up here and talk about dates, times, and meeting places and give people coordinates and show people where we're gonna be meeting at and linking up at? And no, we don't do that. See, that's that clout chasing. We don't got time for all that, because real people are being affected. We have real people who do want to separate, who do take this mission personally. So we're not playing with our people. We're not gonna be sitting up here saying we're gonna meet at this area right here just so you can have a photo shoot or a selfie shoot or Instagram live channel real quick for your little views. See, we don't do that. We don't do that.
I got a couple videos that I want the people to see, and then we're gonna go through some of these articles and discuss some of these articles, man, because we're gonna show some receipts tonight, man. I told Brother Evan earlier, man, we're gonna buckle down in this one and we're gonna get down in these trenches.
We say, well, why should we listen to you? You really don't have to. But until you get up out of this condition, you're going to need a good shepherd. You can't get out of this condition by yourself. Somebody has to guide us up out of this condition, and the person has got to be a good person. It's got to be a person that loves you as much as life itself, or more than life. Listen good now. It's got to be a person that not only loves you, but understands the condition that the enemy has placed us in, that no matter how vile and despicable we act, that person will persevere. because that person knows that you are not the people that you appear to be. You are the people that God created you to be, but it's like a mining operation. You got to go down and find the vein and get out the gold and then purify it. That's a long, hard, tedious process dealing with us. And that's why black leaders get burnt out dealing with us, because we fight those who want to make something out of us. You know you're not what you should be, and you know you're not what you could be, but you will fight those who wish to make you better, because you don't want nobody to tell you what to do, but you know you need somebody to tell you what to do. That's right. When we were on the slave plantation, the master told us exactly what to do. Nigga, get out there and pick that cotton. Tote that barge, lift that bale. But as he got wiser.
See, and it's important that I play that clip, because I hear like an echo in the background or something. Can y'all hear the echo?
Yeah,
all right.
I can hear that.
Okay. Yeah, mute your mic, whatever, because that's probably why. Okay. Yeah, it's better. So the reason why I played that clip, because one of the major arguments that is being said is, we don't need a leader. That's more of a religious concept of having a black leader. Therefore, that old structure is no longer relevant, but remember that the scripture says, woe to the shepherd who feedeth not the flock. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is not a wicked shepherd who does not feed the flock. And the reason why we can't see the progress that we think that we should have is exactly because what the minister said, that we want to fight and we want to rebel against our leadership. So instead of doing like the minister's example and, taking your private qualms with your brothers and your sisters, in a private setting, we want to do it in front of the enemy, on the enemy's platforms, and we want to have a pissing contest. We want to say, I got all the answers, but really you cannot reinvent the wheel. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I let the minister read a quote from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as well regarding our people.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad knew that we had many enemies that profit from our oppression and are dedicated to our remaining that way. But he also knew that our condition was partly our own fault. He wrote, "The truth must be recognized by the black man, for he himself has assisted greatly in creating this serious problem of unemployment, insecurity, and lack." So let us look at this in the mirror of truth. It is we who are disunified and distrustful of self, with discord and conflict rampant within all our black organizations. We allow envy and jealousy to dominate our relationships with one another. We criticize and condemn everything black owned and black operated. It is we who refuse to patronize our own. We refuse to pool our resources to address our own needs. And we have failed to truly analyze and follow the successful models and examples that other ethnic and religious groups have followed to benefit their own people. We, the black man and woman, are the only members of the human race that deliberately walk past the place of business of one of our own kind and spend our dollars with our enemies. So before we can achieve success, we must confront and overcome these self-deceptions. destructive behaviors.
So people just want to just throw all the responsibility in the lap of the Nation of Islam, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad stated that it's partly all of our fault why we can't get ahead the way we need to get ahead as a people. You know, y'all have any thoughts on that?
Okay. So hear the echo.
Yeah, let me mute my mic.
Okay, there we go. So just starting from the top of where you were, Brother Malcolm, let's focus on leadership and people saying that we don't need a leader. No, there is no model that you have. Every organized group, once you have more than 10 people, let's say, and we're talking about thousands, millions, really, you have to have some kind of hierarchical system, right? The only problem is, in this case, that the leader that has been the man on the job and most consistent for a lot of these religious gangbangers, he's a black Muslim. That's the real issue. His name is Farrakhan. That's the real issue. I ain't listening to that Muslim crap. These niggas just want to blah, 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 all that. Once again, if we want to get into real leadership, if we want to get into actual nation building, what I've noticed is every nation, including the United States of America, to have a successful nation, you have to have successful institutions. You know, a bunch of subsets, a bunch of business units that all work for the overall good. That overall good is most likely your mission statement. For us, the mission statement, and for all Black Americans, all brothers and sisters throughout the diaspora, our mission statement is freedom, justice, and equality. There. Let's just make it easy. And then from there, we get into, well, how do we accomplish this with the age-old open-air enemy that we've had for all this time? And then that's when we get into what some may call the deliverables. You have to build your institutions, right? Education, having a military unit, having a health unit, having all of these things. This is what it takes to have a sustainable nation. So it's great. Listen, I want it just like everybody else. I don't want to see young unarmed children getting gunned down with impunity. I don't want to see those. I want to create a situation just as bad as anybody to bring us out of that condition and to bring us to our actual selves, who we were put here to be. I want that. Money, good homes, friendships in all walks of life. I want those things, right? So a lot of brothers are coming into this movement. They're coming into the struggle. And what's going on? Why isn't it done already? Brother, you guys have to really sit back and understand we're building something. You understand? And it's something that's going to go past, going out and doing a march and then going home and then being able to talk about that march for the next 30 years. So for the last 40, once again, the Nation of Islam has been building its own superior private school system offered nationwide, globally. Okay. A forming system, building strategic partnerships with world leaders. And that's just to name a few. And these are all, if you look at any nation in existence, big, small, or in the middle, first, second, third world, whatever you look at, that becomes the basis, the things, some of the institutions, not all of them. Some of the other things would be traffic infrastructure. Some of the other things would be, having maritime shipping, all the things that the minister has talked to us and beckoned us to go and get skilled in those professions. So a lot of it, why hasn't the minister is doing his job? He's done his job. That is to resurrect our brains, get us in a place where we can go and where we can put these projects together and where we can lift ourselves out of this condition. So, sorry, brothers, I got a little long-winded, I guess.
No, you good. You good.
This coming thing now. But it's just, man, I'm normally not this guy. I've never been on YouTube or even necessarily, outside of my own personal life, just getting involved in these type of conversations. But to see the nation, the minister attempting to be dragged with all the works, once again, no one is above criticism. If you have a legit criticism or you really want to talk to us about, hey, man, you guys talked about this at a rally back in 93. I haven't really seen it come together all the way. Brother, fall in. Seriously, Allah has put that on your heart. You feel like that's something that we as a people are slacking on. That might be your mission. And why not? Even if you don't want to officially come out and say, I'm with the nation, or you never want to, officially become, bro, we have allies. We're family. Christian, Buddhist, whatever you consider yourself, if you're for the betterment of our people and us having something for ourselves, we're allies, man. Stop finding these excuses to divide.
Right. Yeah, we got nine ministries. Brother Evan, did you want to respond before I read a couple of these articles?
Yeah. Beautiful points, Brother Jesse. I just want to add on real quick. You see, I believe many of our issues stem from the lack of looking at things from a spiritual perspective. And you see, our brothers, they don't believe in the Bible or the Holy Quran, and they Pan-African. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, when you do that, you're cheapening your lens, your spiritual lens, when you talk about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You see, when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad came amongst us, he didn't present himself as, like I said earlier, a political leader or even a revolutionary. He presented himself as, number one, the messenger of God, then the Christ. And now we know him as the exalted Christ and the Mahdi. You see, so when we say we don't need a leader, Brother Brandon, when we say stuff like that, you don't know, brother, since you like to quote the Bible so much, you're fulfilling prophecy yourself, because no prophet is recognized in his own home. You see what I'm saying? So when we think of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we like to hold up message to the black man, but you see, he's also Moses. Moses was slandered by his own people. When he's tried to separate and go away from Pharaoh, and he tried to separate, it was his own people who wanted to stay. Pharaoh let him go, but the people didn't let Pharaoh go. So when we say we don't need a leader, and we're talking about the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's mission, it's a divine mission. But you don't see that, dear brothers. Y'all don't see that because, again, you're looking at this from a political perspective. But at the same time, this is also a spiritual war that we're in. So who is going to be with Joshua, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and stay here and slay the beasts and the giants? See, we're afraid of the giants. So we want to focus on everything but the giants. But these are the ones, yeah, you can go to Africa, you can go to China, you could go to Japan, you could go to Russia, you could go to a cave in Mecca. It does not matter. Because these giants, they control the entire world. So our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So since they don't have knowledge unless a teacher is sent. So y'all are looking at our beloved minister in the Nation of Islam and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad as just a political movement. And I'm urging you, brothers, to look deeper. You don't have to believe in the Bible or the Holy Quran, but guess what? Lo, they come in the volume of the book.
Come on.
So it doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. These men right here, they are the book, walking and talking in live time.
Come on.
Real time.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. So I'm gonna do a quick couple-minute commercial break, and then I'm gonna go into some of these articles and show some of the activities that the Nation of Islam is involved in. Peace and assalamu alaikum, family. This is your brother Malcolm Flex TV from Changing the Black Narrative. And if you would like to join on to the Nation of Islam and accept your own and be yourself, please send me an email at malcolmflex19@gmail.com. And if you would like a subscription to the Final Call newspaper, you can also go to finalcall.com, because the Final Call newspaper has been within the black community for years and has changed and saved a lot of lives. It has saved minds, for example. And if you would like to hear the latest lectures and webcasts by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his students of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You can also go to NOI.org. So if you would like to accept your own and be yourself, I will do my best to direct you to your local mosque and nearest study group. This is your brother, Malcolm Flex TV. Peace and assalamu alaikum. All praises is due to Allah. So I wanted to do that quick commercial break. And let's, go into some of our international activities. I'm going to read a couple articles based on, the discussion that we had with these brothers. And I'm going to introduce y'all to Brother Akbar Muhammad, because some of y'all don't know our international representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I'm going to share my screen. And if you can, mute yourselves, my brother, because I kind of hear echo. Okay, so this article in the Final Call newspaper is called When the Strong Man Goes, Remembering Jerry Rawlings. And this is the brother who Brother Jesse referenced yesterday in yesterday's discussion. Okay, so we're going to kind of give y'all background of our relationship with this brother. It says, his love for the people of Ghana, his work for the African continent, and being a brother and friend of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam is proven. Going back to 1986, President Rawlings opened the doors of Ghana for Minister Farrakhan. President Rawlings opened the doors of Ghana for Minister Farrakhan, when other countries closed theirs at the instigation and threat of the United States government. At the time, Minister Farrakhan embarked on an international speaking tour that was to take him to Nigeria, then Ghana, and other African nations. The same journey included Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and China. At the time, the U.S. government targeted African leaders with a misinformation campaign against Minister Farrakhan to dissuade them from letting the minister in their countries. So there was a point where they didn't even want the minister even creating a bridge between Black Americans and Africa. They was trying to keep us disconnected. Because of the propaganda, the minister was declared persona non grata in England, where the authorities arrested him after he landed in London in transit to Africa. He was detained for 14 hours at Heathrow Airport, and his passport was taken, and Nigerian pilots with a letter from British authorities describing the minister as a troublemaker. The documents were to be handed to the Nigerian authorities on arrival, which the pilots refused to do. It so happened the pilot had been in the audience at Madison Square Garden in New York, where Minister Farrakhan spoke to 50,000 people months earlier on October 7th, 1985. After the ordeal in London and some difficulty in Nigeria, Minister Farrakhan went to Ghana, where the same misinformation had also reached the government. However, Mr. Rawlings was a man of principle and was independent. He allowed the minister in and let him speak to different sectors of the country. I will never forget President Rawlings' famous quote while addressing an assembly of the top military leaders in Ghana after allowing Minister Farrakhan to address them, which itself is unprecedented for a military leader and government to do. He quotes Jerry Rawlings, "When my intelligence told me A, I did Z," said the Ghanaian president. Mr. Rawlings said he went opposite of what his intelligence service was reporting about the minister. He said if he listened, he would have never have let Minister Farrakhan in the country, much less have afforded him the opportunity to speak. This was the backstory to the close friendship that was formed between President Rawlings and Minister Farrakhan. He opened all of Ghana to the minister and his delegation for 13 days. But that's not. I'm trying to get to a certain point. Hold on one second.
Take your time, bro.
Okay. Thank you. No, I just read the rest of it because it's in what I'm looking for is in the other article. Okay. So Okay, so he opened all of Ghana to the minister and his delegation for 13 days. The minister spoke to the scholars, the ulama, and he spoke to the students at the universities of Ghana, Legon, and of Cape Coast. He spoke to Christian leaders and traveled to the north to help resolve a controversy among the Muslims over the finishing of a mosque. President Rawlings assigned Dr. Abdullah Bachwe and Dr. Ben Abdullah, who was the Minister of Culture and Tourism and an excellent teacher of Ghanaian history, to move around the country with the minister and his delegation. Right? So I'm basically highlighting how President Rawlings opened Africa up to Minister Farrakhan, right? But there's another aspect to this relationship that I wanted to read as well. Okay, here it is. And this article is called Farrakhan's African Influence and the Year of Return to the Motherland. Okay, now this is the minister's influence in Africa, right? And I'm gonna start because I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I'm gonna highlight the major parts. Okay. Okay, let's start from right here. Okay, so according to the official Benin government website, Gate of Return, activity will include hosting a Gate of No Return marathon and festival in 2020 and 2021, right? So I'm pretty sure my Pan-African brothers are familiar with the Year of Return, right? Because this is a lot of you all's influence to go back to Africa, and we for that. We support that, right? So it says the vision is not only to become a symbol of the triumph over slavery, but to heal the wounds slavery left behind and to champion a visceral connection from the diaspora to the motherland, the website said. West Africa's most populous nation seems more interested in facilitating a return of its Nigerian diaspora. With over 200,000 professionals, including medical doctors that Brother Jesse referenced yesterday, right? And engineers living mainly in the US and UK, and has yet to make travel as engaging, as beneficial, and as interesting as Ghana Abdul Akbar Muhammad, who has traveled to over 140 countries, many in Africa, holds the distinction of being the Nation of Islam's international representative and holds dual citizenship in America and Ghana. He said this reignition of interest in Africa and the continent's willingness to accommodate is more than a notion. The leaders who pushed the idea of the Year of Return and dual citizenship and African Americans having homes on the African continent is not something that just came out of the blue, he said. Akbar Muhammad, our international representative, said since 1990, with his travel company, has gone on African fact-finding missions and has facilitated nearly 4,000 travelers to the continent. I hope y'all with me. Brother Akbar Muhammad, so I heard brothers say in their conversation that the nation was not involved in taking our people back to Africa. But in the Final Call newspaper, Akbar Muhammad said since 1990, for all the Johnny come latelys,
come on,
when his travel company has gone on African fact-finding missions, has facilitated nearly 4,000 travelers to the continent. Nearly 4,000 travelers to the continent. That's not even counting the people that travel with the minister during Savior's Day in Ghana. Okay, he said many leaders felt the sense of guilt and some even shame that the president. Oh, okay, I'm not even going to y'all can just go and find the whole article yourselves. It's called Farrakhan's African Influence in the Year of Return to the Motherland. And when you understand the whole situation, you understand that Mr. Jerry Rawlins asked the minister if he had any offices in Africa, and the minister told him no. And the minister asked Akbar, if he would be willing to set up an office in Ghana, and that's exactly what the brother did. The brother set up a Nation of Islam office in Ghana, and he has residence. He has a home in Ghana. This is our international representative of the Nation of Islam. He has a home in Ghana, and he's facilitated over getting over 4,000 people to travel to the continent. Would y'all like to add anything to that? Or y'all want me to keep going?
Man, bro, I mean, honestly, man, I mean, this was 1990, right?
Yes.
I mean, bro, I mean, like, it's 1990, so it's kind of like, our brothers, they new to this, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's what it is, man. They new to it. They don't know the work that's already been put in. They don't know that they've benefited from work that's already been put in. Seriously, they new to the game, and like I said, anybody that's trying to push Black uplift, if you're trying to do something positive, man, we're with you. We're not against you. You just have to show respect, even if we don't agree on everything. Why can't you just accept that we both want so many similar things? Why not cooperate, brothers and sisters? Like, let's just have cooperation. And then if you want to talk about Pan-Africanism, once again, I love what a lot of the brothers and sisters in the last couple of years have been doing in Africa. But I mean, at the same time, I know brothers have had 20, 30 people made, and that's on a good run, right? If you can get a tour like that, where you can get 20, 30 brothers and sisters to go back to Africa. I think you said 4,000+?
Yes, over 4,000.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because we're talking about Pan-Africanism right now, and that's some of the part of it. I mean, are we serious about establishing a nation and having international relationships, where the real diaspora can all cooperate together globally and have each other's back? If you're taking 4,000 people to the continent, how is that not part of that mission statement? And then it just makes me say, if that's your mission statement and we're already doing it, why is this battery? Who put this battery in your back to come after us? To come after the nation and the minister? There are so many better people, or more obvious candidates to me that you could go after. It's just funny to me that you say that this is what you want, but this is a group that has dedicated itself year after year, decade after decade, to bringing that vision to a sustainable reality. In actual reality, not some few 10, 20 brothers and sisters going out, getting shot up in some stand that, we'll talk about forever. And we're talking about a sustainable nation right now. Institutions, processes, and protocols. It's the only game in town, man. Let's stop playing.
And now check this out.
Game in town.
And now check this out. Now, before I go into the next articles, right now, let me go to brother Akbar's Facebook page. I'm gonna go to his Facebook page.
Yeah, right now, receipts, brother. Get them receipts, brother.
Now, this ain't no small time stuff that this brother's doing. And I secured him a couple occasions when he came to Los Angeles, right? Here he is having an international affairs workshop, right? Just scrolling through his page. Here's what I can't think of her name. He posted her name, but here's the sister, Her Excellency Dr. Arikana, right? The Honorable Vanessa Williams, right? It's real small, so I can't really read their titles. Okay, so Her Excellency Dr. Arikana is the former African Union ambassador to the U.S. Honorable Vanessa R. Williams, she's an international conference of Black mayors CEO, right? So, hold on. Just moving a little slow. So, the brother is having all different type of meetings and conferences with leaders in Africa, people who are in high places, man. When you scroll through this brother's Facebook page, you see you see the brother at the UN, on behalf of Black people, with some powerful people. You see the brother on the rostrum, he's talking to powerful people all over the diaspora, right? He has another Facebook page. I don't know how this keep popping up. Okay, this one is called, hold on, Doing Business, right, in Africa and the Caribbean Symposium. Because now I'm hearing the brother Brandon is basically saying that we've been in America for 90 plus years and we ain't doing nothing, right? Here's Brother Akbar again at another meeting and symposium with African leaders.
That's in 2021. Just to make it clear, this isn't, we have that history of 20 years ago, but this is 2021.
This is in Johannesburg. They had this in Johannesburg, right? And he's
called consistency.
Panels. Yes, he's on panels with notable people from their countries, right? So this ain't no small time stuff. And the brother, he made a statement. He said the Nation of Islam, we ain't did nothing in 90 years. Okay, so we're gonna do a righteous flex. First we're gonna let the minister talk about business, because business is the activity of life, and then we're gonna watch the minister do a righteous flex.
Will finally be free. I'm in the
Wait. And by the way, he's in Zimbabwe meeting with leaders for a dinner, and he's talking to Zimbabwean leaders.
Will finally be free. I'm in the midst of business people. Business is the activity of life. Without business, you're not a living people. And that's what marked us as being mentally dead, because we were not providing the goods and services that our people need: food, clothing, and shelter, industry, trade, and commerce. That's the work of living people.
That's it.
So when you got businessmen, you got people that are alive, people that are alert, people that want to supply goods and service to your people, not to exploit their ignorance, to gain personal wealth at the expense of their ignorance, but to gain economic strength so you can be a better servant of your people, to help them build free institutions, not educational institutions that you got to go to Britain and get your curriculum. Who's teaching our people? Who's educating them? It hurts me. I don't know how Parliament is run here today, but I know when I go to certain countries in the Caribbean where the British once were, I see them coming with the wig on, and I say, well, wait.
Fam. Okay, so the minister has always been engaged in business and building businesses and helping the people, right?
Yes,
so how many y'all naysayers actually been on NOI.org? If you haven't been on NOI.org, we have one of our 9 ministries is the Ministry of Agriculture. Let me share my screen with you all to show you what it looks like. Brother Brandon said that this is a secret that don't nobody know nothing about, but this is a public platform.
It's a public platform.
This is something that we always pushing and promoting. Can somebody mute your mic, please? Because I'm hearing the echo in the background. This is something that we've always been pushing and promoting on our platforms. Right. So if you're not familiar, this is the Nation of Islam Ministry of Agriculture. Right. And we have a staple goods program. Right. That you can come and you can sign up. Here are the children. Right. Who goes to the Muhammad universities of Islam. Right. For the people who claim to not know. Right. Here are the staple goods. This is a staple goods product list. So you can't sit up here and tell us that the people don't have access to us. No, you do have access to us. You all just choose to turn a blind eye and pretend and act like y'all don't see what we doing. I know you see me because we see you and we know you see us. So quit playing, right? So we on a farm, we making bread, we making pastries, we got wheat, buttermilk, cream of whole wheat muffins. Come on, man. We producing sugar, navy beans, small red beans, black beans.
Real nation builders. Let's go, brother.
Brown lentils, red lentils, brown rice, honey. We producing honey, salt, seasons, different types of seasons. We producing coffee, applesauce, hot sauce. All this is from our farms in the Nation of Islam, right? We producing natural soap, vegetable gardening seeds and stuff like that. So here are some of the products that we as a nation, we're providing with some of the land, but y'all say that we ain't doing nothing. Y'all say we ain't doing nothing, right? Here are some of the landowners in the Nation of Islam, and these are just some of the people that I could just come think of off the top of my head, and it's much more. But some of the landowners in the nation, we got Muhammad's Farm and the Ministry of Agriculture in Detroit in Georgia. We got the Freedom Village in Georgia. We got the Fearless Village in Texas. We got Brother Reza Islam, who owns some land, him and his family. Brother Orel Muhammad, Brother Juan Muhammad, Brother Jeffrey and Supreme Investors. I'm trying to get involved in that. Brother Patrick and Brother Shaheed. And they have the Al Jenna Farms and STEAM and Educational Center. Okay, these are some of the people that I can just think of just off the top of my head who has actual land, right? And we are producing actual products. They are beautifully packaged, right? All you got to do is just go to NOI.org in the Ministry of Agriculture, and it's right there. You can find it. But to all of the critics and the naysayers, who claim to have land and y'all believe in Pan-Africanism, but what are y'all actually producing from that land? We want to know what y'all see. Now we got to do a righteous flex on y'all. I gotta do a righteous flex on y'all, and let the Jesus of our time take the wheel.
The Koreans and others teach their children. So we must start. Look at what we've already done with the nation's economic program. Small, but it's a beginning. We bought back 1,600 acres of our farm in Georgia in 1991. We became the largest black-owned and operated farm in South Georgia. We transformed worn-out, weed-infested, hard rock clay land into arable land and workable soil and brought back many of the birds and wildlife. We purchased over $250,000 worth of farm equipment and trucks. We have our own flour mill and commercial sifter. We can produce 800 pounds of flour in an 8-hour day, and we produce the best tasting watermelons in the country, so we are told. On a yearly basis, we produce 8,000 pounds of flour, 400,000 pounds of watermelon, 12,000 pounds of different vegetables, 100,000 pounds of wheat, 100,000 pounds of field corn, and 200,000 pounds of peanuts. We deliver produce to 8 states, whole wheat flour and other goods to 35 cities, and we have provided jobs in the area. That is what our farm managers, Dr. Ridgely Muhmin Muhammad and his wife, Sister Ann, are doing on just 1,600 acres of land. Where's Muhmin? Where's my brother? Now look, we have a little farm in Michigan. Even in the midst of the worst drought in years, we had our greatest yield of navy beans since we've been planting beans since 1985. That is God saying to us, I am with you. Even though others don't get rain, watch, you will survive. I will heal your land. See, rain comes from the scientists that can make it rain. Rain and good weather. See, so if righteous people come into their ownership of land, even though your land is cracked up under drought, let us have it. We'll show you rain falling from the sky, crops growing from the earth. The righteous have to be the stewards of God's land. Then we'll feed ourselves and feed white people too.
Come on, man. The minister is going to come with, he said the science is going to make it rain on you. Come on, man. We got to come with that righteous flex, to say that the nation of ain't doing nothing. Did you listen to the number and the statistics coming out of the mouth of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? Does this look like a man that's going to bow down to the government and bow down to the CIA, bow down to the FBI, bow down to the IRS? This is an independent black man. This man, he don't receive government handouts. He don't receive government handouts. When y'all ask, who taking care of Minister Farrakhan? The believers take care of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We take care of our man. He ain't got to go and beg the government for nothing. We going to look out for our leader. So many of y'all asking, what are you doing with the money? Where the money at? The question is, how much money did you invest? How much money did you donate? Can you show us a receipt? Show us a receipt that you donated to the Nation of Islam. Then you have a right to ask where's some money at. If you ain't gave not a dime to the program, don't ask for no damn money at. You ain't put no money into this stock, but you want to know, do y'all do that to Lil Baby? Do you do that to Da Baby? Do you do that to Migos? Do you do that to your favorite rap artists in R&B? Do you ask them where did they blow their bag at? Did you ask them? Did you spent your money on the G-Wagon? You spent your money on the Lambo? You went to Johnny Dang and you blew a bag on a grill, on some ice, on a wristwatch, on a bracelet? No, you don't do that. And many of y'all are supporters of these brothers and sisters who are merchants of death. Why? Because they promoting death, destruction, and debauchery in our community. But y'all go and turn up in the club with a bottle of Ciroc. But you got nerve to sit up here and ask what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is doing with the money. Come on, he's the good shepherd. He's the shepherd that feedeth the flock. He ain't somebody that just gonna take, and he's not a bloodsucker of the poor. The minister ain't the bloodsucker. He ain't a 10%er. He's not the bloodsucker of the poor. The minister, whatever the minister gets, he gives it back to the community. And that's why, your brother mentioned on that show about the government blocking, right? The government blocked $1 billion donation from Muammar Gaddafi. But a lot of y'all, African nation, right? And a lot of y'all didn't even understand what I was saying by saying, well, why didn't he just move to Libya and take the money and move to Libya? But if the minister, see, that's the type of Negroes y'all are. See, y'all don't want to stand up in front of the enemy, and y'all don't want to face your own people, right? Because our people are really in a messed up condition, and instead of dealing with our people in that condition and the enemy like men, then y'all just want to run to another continent and get away because you want an easier life. You want an easier life, and then
teach, man. Damn, teach, bro.
But if the minister did what y'all did, or do what y'all are doing and just taking the money and run, then that's gonna be the first thing that y'all accuse the minister of is being a sellout. Oh, he sold out because he just took his $1 billion and he just left black people in America. And that's why I said that the work is in America. and the enemy blocked that $1 billion. Why? Because back in them days when they blocked it, we didn't have Cashapp. We didn't have PayPal. We didn't have Venmo. We didn't have Zelle, right? We didn't have Patreon. We didn't have none of that, you know? So the minister had to go through a process to where he had to fill out an application to receive that donation. But America considered Libya as a terrorist country. Why? Because they said that they were supporting terrorism. Therefore, they barred all economics from Libya. That's why the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan wasn't able to get a hold of that money. But he said in the lecture, I couldn't find the specific lecture, but I know I heard it out of his mouth. He specifically said that money that he was going to receive from Libya, he was going to use that money to back black organizations like the NAACP, you know, the Urban League, and all these other black positive groups to get them out of the pockets of the enemy. Why? Because the NAACP is being funded by the enemy. So so the minister wanted to use that money to get to build businesses in the community and back black organizations to get them out of the pockets. Why? So they can be free and independent organizations, and they don't have to rely on the lobby of the enemy. Y'all got any thoughts?
Yeah, I got some thoughts, bro. I'm over here. I'm lit, bro. Bro, my question is, why y'all brothers, not y'all, why them? They know what I'm talking about. Why y'all brothers want to hate? Because your brother, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, is blessed to wear his coat with many colors on it. See, y'all remind me of the brothers of Joseph. See, y'all hating. You ain't gotta hate. You ain't gotta hate. Get in where you fit in. If you have some critique, we're not saying that the Nation of Islam is not above critique, constructive criticism. We're not saying that the minister is not above constructive criticism. But what we are saying, if you have something to say or something to even offer, we don't mind listening to you. But to get on YouTube and to make videos and clips and to post and nitpick and cherry pick, see, this ain't no buffet. You can't cherry pick when it comes to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the worst of the Nation of Islam, because the proof is in the pudding. The work is out there. The receipts are valid. And these brothers who have acres of land, it's not just 1 acre of land. And like what Brother Malcolm Fletcher just said, that these are only a few brothers he can just think off the top. I know some brothers who he didn't name who have acres of land in America. Yes, sir. I know some brothers who have acres of land in more than one state. So let's not play that game. And they offer believers portions of this land so they can actually start building not just homes, but businesses.
That's right.
You're talking to a brother who's been doing for self for over 10 years. So let's not play that game. We are actually in the process of trying to build a nation within the nation. It is possible because Allah defeated all impossibility. He created himself from triple darkness.
Brother Jesse?
Yes, sir. I mean, no one can say it better than the minister himself. I just want to get back to the point of the Pan-Africanists. Will the real Pan-Africanists please stand up?
That's
because
right.
If you are calling yourself a Pan-Africanism, or you're associated with that, or that's what you identify as, and you can't recognize a group of Black Americans, self-reliant, self-financed, for decades and decades, having billion-dollar discussions with African leaders, that is, to me anyway, that's the top of Pan-Africanism. Like, that's what the ultimate goal is to be able to operate on that level. And we have a group right here. We have a leader right here that operates on that level. How could you say that that's what you want, yet when you even get a glimpse of it, that's what you want to tear down? It just doesn't make sense to me. And once again, I think most of it, brothers, is just not being educated or not being introduced to the information. And like I said, even earlier, with a lot of this, these are the times for us to do the righteous flex, but also listen to the cries of our people. All the believers out there, all the Black people that want to do righteous things and to help uplift us out there. our people are in a dire, desperate situation. We're looking for every way out. We got brothers coming up with all kind of things, as we have for decades, of how we're going to get out of this predicament. I'm telling you right now, the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has given us the blueprint, literally. If you want to criticize and say, man, what are you talking about? You guys haven't did it. We have an educational system. And you know what? Some of you can get tired. Oh my God, he keeps bringing that up. And I'm going to keep bringing it up. You know why? Because you can't have a nation without an educational system, wastewater treatment program, engineering corps, international relations. And the only thing that we've been doing throughout tonight is showing you key examples of how the nation has worked in every aspect of this under the leadership of the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So the proof is in the pudding, brothers. You can talk all this smack. Oh, I just got my little first parcel here and there. Brother, we got thousands of acres under control in the aggregate, okay? And not only that, these countries that you're just getting familiar with, the nation, in the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, they built those relationships, okay? When you come and they give you a smile and say that we love Black Americans and we want to unite with you, that inception of that relationship was built decades ago by a man in the movement that traveled around this globe and was doing billion-dollar deals with African leaders. I think some of you brothers are trying to get a few thousand here and there, but once again, let me repeat that. Billion-dollar deals with African leaders. That is Pan-Africanism.
Yeah, and King Justice in here, and he said that we conflating the issues once again. Somebody mute real quick. It says it's just about separation. Once that NOI city-state built, people gonna get quiet. Even the community owned by the NOI will make us silent. Anybody got any thoughts to that?
I just quickly want to say, once again, King Justice, he was on the show last night. If you're serious about separation, you're working on the institutions in the units that you need to have a sustainable nation. Okay, so the fiery rhetoric, the jumping out the window, we want it, brother. We hear your cry, and everyone is working. We could all be better, right? Some lights shine brighter than others. I understand that you waking up in this clay that's been on your eyes, and now you see things and you just crying out. I get it, brother. But at the same time, if you're serious about separation, let's just focus on separation. What do you need to separate? Because if you're just saying, F that, and no one's standing in your way, King Justice, if you have a group, if you yourself want to go to a stranded island somewhere, plant a flag and say, yes, we've separated, go do your thing. You know, you don't have to, healthcare, education, supply chains, international relations, those things might actually be important to you at some point. And that's what real nation building is. All this fiery talk, but at the same time, the nation is the only Black self-financed, self-reliant organization that I can see that has built everything you need to actually have a nation. That's all I have for now.
And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that separation is better than prayer. The minister said separate or die, separation or death, right? So this is something that we are definitely practicing on a daily basis, and I like Brother Ahmad's response. Brother Ahmad, this is one of our brothers. A lot of y'all familiar with his YouTube channel as well. He said America started because no, that's not the one. It's this one. He said, I understand your point, King Justice. An independent nation first begins not with land, but with an agreement upon a group of people. We have to first get on the same page as the people. Same with the Ashkenazi Jew, the Jews in Europe, when they took over Palestine, right? They all came together as a group, right? And they petitioned to go to Uganda. But ultimately, the choice was made to where that they would go to Palestine, right? But they went as a group, as a people, when they put together the Balfour Declaration, America and Great Britain when they came and decided with the Balfour Declaration for that whole nation to go and steal a whole other nation, right? To go and steal a whole other nation, right? So how is it far-fetched if America and Britain did it for the Ashkenazi Jew? Why can't they do it for black people over here in America when we asked for 8 to 10 states? How was that something so far-fetched? You know, and again, separation is a process. Separation is a process. How you gonna go to mentally dead Negroes and say, hey, I want y'all to come. We all finna go to Africa. They gonna look at you like that little boy in Boys in the Hood. I ain't no African booty scratcher. Huh? Because you ain't dealing with woke people. We gotta wake our people up. We got to teach our people the importance of why they will want to go back to Africa, but because they are so in love with American culture and Europeanized society, man, they think that Africa is a third world country. They don't really know how beautiful Africa really is. They don't even know that these people ain't living in mud huts. They got actual infrastructure there, but they got to be taught this. Who's going to teach the people this? You know what I mean? Yeah. So we all want to round up a group of bourgeois Negroes and say, hey, let's all pack up and just go to Africa, and we ain't going to worry about the downtrodden. We ain't going to worry about the poor and the impoverished people. That's exactly what Brandon said last night. He want to focus on the middle class people already, but what about the brother in the gutter? What about the prostitute? What about the pimp? What about the ex-con? What about the drug abusers? You don't want them? So that, really that don't make sense to me. We talking about we want to separate now, and self-improvement don't even matter, but you're gonna hop on a flight or a boat or however you're gonna get there with a group of ignorant niggas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're just gonna be a group of self-hating niggas. That's why the minister, I played the clip of the minister when he said that they don't want no bums in Africa. The people around the world, the minister said before that, they're not opening the door to no ignorant Negroes. That's why we able to build the relationships that we have all over the world, because the minister is a dignified leader. He's a dignified leader. But go ahead, brothers.
Nah, bro, I just want to say one thing, man. Like, to me, if you want to just get on a boat or a plane or a submarine or a tank, or wherever you want to do, a rocket ship, if you want to do all that and leave the poor, the rejected, the despised, the neglected, the hated, you want to leave the prostitute and the pimps and the gang bangers, you want to leave them behind. You sound like the church to me, bro. That sounds like what the church did to us here when they rejected us. So the Most High Elijah Muhammad went to the prisons and he started teaching Islam there. That's where you get your Malcolm X from. Come on. But when you want to come over here and say we should just leave the gang bangers alone, and you want to talk about when we gonna fight, who you think gonna do the fighting? Huh? It's cuz and blood and all them. You see what I'm saying? And they don't mind sticking up for the nation because we give back to them.
Right.
They don't mind taking a bullet for us because we will do the same for them. That's called love. You don't love your people enough, bro. And I suggest before y'all make another video or before y'all make another YouTube clip or whatever you want to do, you really sit back and look at the man in the mirror and just say, hey, do I really love black people? And if you really do love black people the way you do, you will want to save all your people, because your people is your family. That's grandma, that's grandpa, that's cousin Ray Ray, that's Neek Neek and all them. Yeah. And they are the ones who are going to actually hold you accountable. They're going to hold you accountable because you know better, because you're conscious. You woke. You got 29,000 books. You got a library full of Dr. Ben DVDs. Yeah, so you know better. So don't punk out, take the money and just leave your people. And if you want to bring them with you to Africa, that's cool, but you got to educate them. You got to educate them and you have to teach them. So therefore, when you go to the promised land, they won't be trying to tear down the promised land. Because best believe your people go over there, our people go over there, and they don't have the knowledge of self and the knowledge of wisdom and understanding, you ain't gonna last no more than a month, bro.
Here's the contradiction though, because they getting on us about not being Pan-African enough as far as actual separating and moving out of the country, right? Especially this is what really Brandon is pushing, right? We ain't separatist enough to where we ain't got no actual land or nothing in Africa, right? But you don't even want to take all black people to Africa with you anyway. So I'm sitting there telling you, bro, it's some of our people that just ain't gonna want to go. That's why we say that some people have a choice to go and some people can stay. You don't even plan on taking everybody with you anyway. So how you gonna be mad at us because we're not moving at the speed that you want us to move or move the way that you want us to move? No, we have a program. It's really worldwide because we got brothers and sisters in Africa already that's a part of the Nation of Islam. We already global, you know what I mean? So the war, the struggle isn't just in America. The struggle is all over the globe. We touching brothers and sisters. I be having brothers and sisters reach out to me from Switzerland, brothers and sisters in England and London. Brother Bilal, he's over there in the UK. He's a rapper. Brother Bilal. And another brother, he go by Akbar Farrakhan. The brother's over in South Africa right now. Hit me up, ask me how to, get registered. So we're actually global. We're actually worldwide already, but you can't sit up here and try to tell us, oh, we don't really push separation because of this and this and that. Right? And we not over there in Africa already. We should have already been in Africa, but you don't even want to take everybody to Africa with you in the first place. You only trying to get a specific group of people, but you trying to leave the rest behind. You know what I mean? And no, is no man left behind because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told the minister that he will save all his people through him. And he will put all his people on the minister's shoulders and get them to the other side. So yes, eventually we all gonna make that exodus out of America if America does not humble herself and to do the will of God and do right by God's people, do right by Allah's people. Then Allah's going to destroy America. Then all of us gonna have to eventually leave. That is our ideology. We teach that. You know what I mean? But we are moving under the drumbeat of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Go ahead, Jesse.
And just to get back on to where Brandon was basically talking more about the middle class and, forget them. They don't want to do right. We're going to leave. Guess what? With that type of thinking, Malcolm Little would have never become Malcolm X. Somebody that guys like that like to expound a lot. But in reality, it's easy to praise somebody after they're dead. But when Malcolm X was actually alive, you brothers that's using his name only to show some type of hatred to use that as a weapon to hurl towards the nation and the minister, he wouldn't even roll with you guys in real life. When Malcolm X was alive, he would not have been rolling with a lot of you guys that's only using his name for purposes of the vision right now as we speak. And once again, Malcolm Little only became Malcolm X because there was a group of people out there who didn't say, forget them low down niggas. I'm about to just get with the college educated and I'm about to just get with these and we about to go ahead and do our thing. No, sir. As we lift, as we climb, we lift. It's and that's really the basis of uplift. I'm not saying to anyone out there, if you're escaping a bad situation, to let people or bad influences in your life keep you down. But I am saying as you make it to new plateaus and as you're growing, always have that lifeline out there for those coming behind you that you could potentially pull up. You understand? And so even all together, the question was, is the Nation of Islam really serious about separation? Once again, I don't know how these guys are planning on having nationhood without key institutions in place, without key relationships, that's not a nation, brothers. Just say that you want to run and do your thing somewhere else. And not even run as though you're running from something necessarily, but just say, hey, man, I visited this place. I really liked it. I actually think I want to live my days out there. Great, brother. We support you. Build a bridge with us. Well, you get over there and you get the, plug on some iron ore. You get the plug on some vegetation, on some fertilizer. Man, we need it right here. Black youth, man, we're all part of the diaspora together. Get down with us. But for you to go over here or go over there, get maybe a little business going, maybe do this and that. We applaud you, but that's not a nation. That's just you went over there and you set up a little space for yourself. Once again, black man, we applaud that. Be proactive. Do your thing. I tip my hat to any player that's out here that's promoting positive vibrations in the black community to helping us get to the next level economically, spiritually, all that in between. But for you to come out and say that's because you did that, now you think that you can flex on an organization like the Nation of Islam, who put a lot of those pathways in place for you to even go over there and walk on some of those roads? You're out of bounds, brother. You're out of bounds.
And not only that, if you're going to be a nation, you need nine ministries. You need ministries of affairs. The brother posted in the chat that we had the same schools and we ain't built no new institutions, but we have the base institutions on which a nation stands on. That's what you got to understand. Brothers is talking about separating, but don't know nothing about real nation building. Don't know nothing about structure. Y'all gonna go somewhere without any structure. That's why I said yesterday, y'all trying to be in charge of a bunch of dummies. The Nation of Islam don't raise no dummies. Why? Because we educate our own. You need education to build a nation. You need doctors. You need lawyers. You need dentists. You need engineers. You need scientists. You need cooks. You need all this stuff. You need all this stuff to be considered a nation, and we got all that. We in progress. That's why I said you don't judge an object in motion. You don't judge an object in motion. We've been doing this for over 90 years, and the American government couldn't even stop it. What make you think you Negroes can cancel the Nation of Islam? You can't cancel the Nation of Islam. You can hardly cancel the little subscriptions you got. Talking about
bro. My man said, can we deal with the part about the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad having more than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in his time? I don't want to skip over that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my thing is this. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he built plenty of institutions. But the thing is, before he built the institutions, for about 30 plus years, he was building people first. He was building people first. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he is indeed a businessman, but let's not forget his number one objective was the people. He is a redeemer. Y'all gonna stop trying to politicize the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his work in the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. So the minister is the same way. He is a redeemer. So in the process, in the height of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's career amongst us, 1974, that's when we had all of the businesses that we had at that time, and there was still some being built. But as it was then, so it is today. We have the farmland, we have grocery stores, we have a restaurant, we have schools, we're doing international trades, we have the ABLE program, we have agriculture, we have students who graduate from the MUI, they went into quote unquote higher learning, but then they took their education and they became sufficient and they became successful. And that's just the beginning. But as it was then the nation fell in 1974. But this time we're approaching the minister's departure, and we're preparing for that. But at the same time, we're doing what we have to do, and what we're doing is sufficient so that the nation won't fall again. So we're not trying to just build a business here or there, and then next thing you know, it's over. No, the said Nation of Islam has no beginning nor ending. We ain't going nowhere this time, bro. So what we're building now is going to be added on. And instead of critiquing us on YouTube, how about you just go ahead, give us a call, and we can start working that way, off screen, off camera.
And let me add this right quick to the people that's listening, especially King Justice. Brother, my brother, you wouldn't know nothing about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Let me say it again. You wouldn't know nothing about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. If you weren't born in the 70s on down, you wouldn't know nothing about the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Why? Because War D. Muhammad destroyed all of the Nations of Islam assets, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had to recoup the assets. War D. Muhammad had all of the books, Message to the Black Man, Fall of America, Our Savior Has Arrived, How to Eat to Live, Parts 1 and 2, locked up in the safe. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had to raise over $100,000 to get the books back, and he was broke as hell. He was broke. He didn't have the money. So y'all wouldn't even be reading them books if it wasn't for the minister. Y'all would not be reading them books if it was not for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. There would be no Mas Mariam if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It wouldn't be no Final Call newspaper if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It wouldn't be no strong black group that's keeping Satan off y'all raggedy behinds if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. So come on, let's not play that game of Elijah Muhammad versus Louis Farrakhan. Farrakhan is Elijah Muhammad. Farrakhan is Elijah Muhammad. Okay, because what? Brother Evan, what's the number one work of the Nation of Islam?
The resurrection of the dead, brother.
That's the number one objective of the Nation of Islam, is the resurrection of the dead. It's not a resurrection of a business. It's not the resurrection of some land. It's not the resurrection of Pan-Africanism going to Africa. No, the number one objective of the Nation of Islam is the resurrection of the dead. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught. So don't sit up here and claim Elijah Muhammad if you ain't teaching the resurrection of the dead. If you talking about separation over the resurrection, brother, you are wrong. You are wrong.
Bro, real quick, my man said there will be no Farrakhan without Elijah Muhammad. Bro, we're not saying that. We agree with that. Without the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, there will be nobody, not even you.
There wouldn't be none of us.
Right. However, what my brother Malcolm Flex is saying, when Ward Dean stood up and he took over the nation, all of these books that's nation related, the papers, the land, the farm, it was destroyed. He sold all of it. So the minister stood back up and he republished all of the stuff, all of the books, the newspapers, etc. He brought it back. And he gave it the original name it was, because before Muhammad Speaks newspaper, it was the Final Call Inc. But now he gave it back the Final Call. So the book that you have, my dear brother, The Message to the Black Man, I'm pretty sure if it ain't from Mimps or none of these other hypocrite, the hypocrite publishings, I guarantee you that it's in some way, shape, or form connected to the Final Call news.
And once again, brothers, very quickly, I would be remiss. We're talking about nation building, who's serious, who's not. Let's talk. I want to go to Matthew chapter 7, verse 24 through 27. And I think it sums up so much with the naysayers and what it takes. Everyone who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell. And a great was the fall of it. Look, man, a lot of you brothers and sisters who done got motivated the last few months, the last couple years, you haven't even been tested. Let's stop playing. You might need to sit back and listen to a group who's been on mission for 90 plus years and who's been tested. But because even though it may seem counterintuitive to you to invest in your human capital and to raise the consciousness of your people, man, I don't want to hear about all that, because see, once you raise that consciousness and once you go and you resurrect the laws found among us, what that does is now everything you're talking about, which basically comes down to good homes, friendships, money, all those type of things, it's going to naturally come because you've been raised, because you've been risen to that level. So, you want to jump to the end, but you have to build the foundation first. You understand? And so once again, I just want to thank the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Executive Council, all those that have labored for decade after decade, consistently on mission, on course. We're not jumping up. Oh, we took a trip. We took a few people with us. 10 years later, the first time you got hit by the IRS or the audit, hey, man, I had to calm that down, man. Things is getting too heavy, man. It's more than one way to skin a cat. We need to, that acquiesce that a lot of you brothers and sisters will, if you ever get some, I know Brandon said, I'll take $1 million. Dinah should take $1 million. Once again, this is more towards Brandon. Brother, if you got 1 million black people under your control, I wonder if you can handle the pressure that comes with that. And you're so quick to talk about a man who's actually been in that position, who is in that position, an organization who was built on a house of rock and not about a house of sand. So we have the wisdom from God himself to let us know we're not about to jump out here like a hothead. 6 months time, making all these declarations, talking all this smack. And the first time your house get hit with a little bit of rain, and I'm not talking about any organization that's been out there. I'm not talking about Marcus Garvey and his movement, the Black Panthers, all these organizations, lesser known, that have come and gone since the nation has been in its inception. But let's remember, you're talking about an organization that has stood the test of time and that has not acquiesced, that has not sold out, self-reliant, self-financed, real leadership, real bosses over here. You understand?
And let me respond to the nation ain't never sold out for all you Negroes talking about Louis Farrakhan is a CIA puppet, right? That's what I was seeing yesterday. And I want to talk about my brother Ben X as well, because his name kept coming up. Brother Ben was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here, but I want to also talk about Brother Ben. But I got something for you people who talk this sellout stuff.
At the cost of my own life. We told the leadership conference yesterday. I know they plan to kill me, but it won't happen. You plan against my family, but you can't come to me and tell me you're going to kill my dear wife of 59 years and tell me if I don't stop talking, you're going to kill my wife or you're going to kill my children. I said, kill them all. We were born to die. We were born to die. But I know damn well you'll never kill my family unless it pleases Allah. We are not afraid of death. death like you love life. Because we know we will never die. That's right. I'll come back from the grave to put my foot in your behind.
Yeah, so I played that clip because you can't scare the minister with the fear of death. You can't buy this man. You cannot buy this man no matter how much money that you have. He will not bend. He will not break. You know, so I had to play that clip to let people know that this brother is serious and he gonna die on his square. And let's talk about Brother Ben. Please don't come for my brother. That's my brother. Brother Ben X, dude, don't ever come for that young brother. I don't know too many 26, I think he's like 27, 28. I don't know too many brothers his age that's not only a six-figure earner, but he's teaching other people to be six-figure earners. I'm talking about brothers who ain't never even seen six figures in their life. Okay? This young brother is reinvigorating the mission. He has helped reigniting the mission and the cause of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Right? And the brother hadn't even been around that long. So imagine what a brother like Ben X is going to do the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Imagine what the brother did in only 4, 5 years. Imagine what he going to do in 10, 20 years. If it be the will and grace of Allah. Fam, don't come for my brother. That's my brother. Brother Reza, them and my anybody that I love, don't come for him. Especially that young brother, because the work speaks for itself. See, y'all try that with him until he busts out them receipts on you. When he busts out them testimonies on you. And how many lives that he's not only affected, but he's helped change by the grace of Allah with the word that comes out of the brother's mouth. See, so y'all got to quit sleeping on your own people. And let me read something that has to be, see, we got to take, I'm going to read this letter of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to Martin Luther King Jr. See, this needs to be the example right here of black love and unity. There's a letter from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, Dear sir, my apologies. He said, we have reached a crucial crossroad in the life of our people here in America. Since all of us who love our people are walking toward one goal, freedom, justice, and equality from the common enemy, let us realize that in unity there is strength. Let us come together in a meeting to discuss the future plans and programs needed to achieve these goals for our people. If we have any love and respect for each other, let us be intelligent about the matter and present to America and all the world a united black front. Why we can't do that? Why we can't present to the world a united black front? Because we looking real disunited on these platforms, on these YouTubes and all these other platforms, right? He said, the destiny of 22 million black people is too important to allow this unity among us to prevent our achievement of a united front of black Americans. The meeting nor the places need not be public. Please let me have your answer within 10 days. And my purpose of showing that example, that is responsible leadership. That is responsible leadership. You can't sit up here and stand up in front of hundreds of people bashing other black leaders and other black organizations in order to get people's support. That's what you call the crabs in the barrel. We are being crabs in the barrel right now because we are lobbying for support, but we got to put down other black men and women just to garner support. That is whack. That is completely, that's whack. You know what I mean? You know, if you want to build, then let's try uniting with one another. That is the best and only solution. Separation is the best and only solution, but that is when it comes to Black God protocol. When we talk about being on code, bro, y'all ain't on code. Y'all is not on. Y'all talking about the minister ain't on code. Y'all ain't on code.
Let's get serious.
Yeah, because the minister ain't on platforms calling out other black men and women.
No, sir.
He ain't doing that. So y'all not on code. We on code. Why? Because we know we on these enemies' platforms. They listening to us. So just like they did in the 60s when they created the division with Malcolm X and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, they created that division and they take full advantage of it. Like Brother Jesse asked, who put a battery in your back? Somebody put a battery in your back because y'all sounded like some of these other YouTube hustlers to me. I'm just saying.
Hey, bro, I got a question I want to ask Brother King Justice. Bro, because I'm reading what you're saying in the chat. I don't think that you were ego tripping. I really believe that you were a genuine brother. So this is what we do in the nation. You see what I'm saying? Because despite what's been said, I believe, and I would like to believe, that you just have a genuine concern. So I'm asking you, bro, are you willing to do this off camera? Stop the videos and let's go ahead and just rap in the private. Are you willing to talk in the private? You, your other brothers, because they are our brothers too. See, the minister, he's teaching us to be redeemers, and we're trying to love all of our people, even those who disagree with us. You see, because like what Brother Malcolm Fletcher was just saying, like, we can do the videos and all that, but that's not on code, bro. We can't talk military and all this separation talk, but it's not on code. So I'm asking you, as a brother to another brother, are you willing to do this offline, off of the cameras, and we can rap in the private, and we can get our disagreement straight then, and then we can do a joint show of your brothers and us together and showing the people how it should be done. That's real black power. Are you willing to do that?
Go ahead, Jesse.
And let me say this, King Justice, once again, I'm in Austin. I think you say that you live in Austin. We have a great group here. Brother, everything that I heard from you, I felt your spirit. Just like Brother Evan X said, I think that a lot of this is some of the information you might just not have. Or even though you may just feel like, man, I'm tired of this. We got kids getting killed. We got this happening. We got black women getting disrespected. I'm ready for change now. I'm frustrated. I'm tired of hearing you talk. Bruh, I get it. Once again, but just remember this, we're your brothers. That frustration that you have, that's the frustration that we have, and that's why we're working hard. We're clearly part of an organization that's, organized, that's structured, that, decades in the works of working to get us to that place of freedom, justice, and equality. All those frustrations, brother, I promise you, you don't have a problem with anybody on this panel. You don't have a real problem. If you are who we think you are, brother, all we need to do is sit down, and that fire that's burning inside of you, that thing that you just feel that we're not doing, brother, if you want to step up to the plate and put any program together that's for the betterment of our people, whether you join the nation officially or don't, I guarantee you your Austin family will support you. So once again, don't get caught up and don't believe the hype with brothers who are possibly, provocateurs, and they're just going out. I mean, anybody that can get on here and say that they care about black people, but at the same time can say that what has the nation done in 40 years, and then we give you all these things. We can go through all these receipts, and then you still have nothing to say, but y'all ain't did nothing. That's just all talk. Man, somebody's put a battery in somebody's back, okay? And no matter what you do or say, once again, are we saying that the nation is above criticism? No, sir. Are we even saying that the minister is above any criticism? No, sir. And the minister himself has said that. But we are saying this, deal with us fairly, brother. We're not saying that we're perfect, but I guarantee you that you're going to find more good-hearted brothers and sisters that want to help you in whatever positive thing that you want to do on this side of the fence than the other side. Don't let your frustration in this moment be used by our open air enemy to create even more division. All we want to do is unify with any brothers and sisters who want to do anything positive and not play into the hands of Satan.
Praise be to Allah. And brother yesterday mentioned about LA being in different mosques and all that, but the minister already has plans on purchasing a mosque for Los Angeles. You know, so when I asked the brother, did he know why? He couldn't give me an answer. You know what I mean? So again, brother was speaking out of ignorance. The brother made a comment about the brothers in LA ran from 2 Mexicans in Long Beach. You know, we was out there over 100 strong on every block, had that bad boy on lock, and the FOI don't run from fights. You know what I mean? We ain't built like that. You know what I mean? So the brother just, he was spewing a lot of falsehoods, man. And I'm just addressing right now. Why? Because I was there. You know what I mean? I've been around many legends who's been around, and then put in the work, and it's been doing the work. You know what I mean? So, we don't do this. We don't do armchair revolutions. We not no armchair revolutionaries. Our in Los Angeles, we are tapped into the veins of the communities. I'm gonna say that again. In LA, specifically, we are tapped into the vein of the people. Y'all need to know and understand this. This is long before what happened with our dear brother, may Allah be pleased, with brother Nipsey. Nipsey knew we was tapped in with in the vein of our people. You know what I mean? So again, we are people who are in motion, and don't judge an object in motion. Why? Because we working. We going somewhere. We have results. You know what I mean? We have results. Don't come to me talking about, well, this person used to be in a nation. Well, if you run an organization, you're going to have defectors. You're going to have critics. People going to leave. But if you don't even understand these concepts, then why are you sitting on a platform trying to critique something when you don't critique nobody when you never walked in their shoes? None of y'all have ever walked in the shoes of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. The brother's 88 years old. Y'all can't even tie that brother's shoelaces. Let's just be real. You can't even tie the minister's shoelaces, let alone fit his shoes. So let's stop playing. Let's stop playing. And then saying he gonna die on his post and still teaching on a weekly basis. The brother is 88 years old. The minister teaches us, his students, how to respect our elders, man.
Come on, brother.
How you gonna be considered a leader? Y'all don't even respect y'all elders. That shows me, do y'all even respect y'all parents? Do y'all even respect y'all parents, man? Y'all don't even respect y'all. The minister, as critical as John Henry Clark was to the minister, you will never hear a true follower of him disrespecting John Henry Clark, disrespecting Dr. Sabi, disrespecting all them other brothers who was critical of the Nation of Islam. He never taught us to be disrespectful to them. Talking about people riding their nuts and all. We don't even use that type of language, man. That's uncivilized behavior. Why y'all want to take that type of behavior back to Africa? They already are influenced by so-called Black Americans. You see them, they trying to be Bloods and Crips out there. They trying to gangbang like we gangbanging out here. So if you want to be an influence, you want to be a positive influence on our people globally, man. And if y'all not doing it here, what make you think you're going to do it over there? So we ain't going to go all night. I'm grateful, for my brothers, tapping in. This is a powerful, powerful discussion with these two gods right here, man, and we got to do this more. Your brother hasn't been going live like I used to, man, but I'm going to keep putting out content like I used to, man. I was supposed to do a conversation based on the interview with Dr. Wesley and on Barbershop Conversations, man. And this brother Fred, man, is just super, super disrespectful, man. This brother's super disrespectful.
We gotta do that, bro. We gotta touch on that.
Yeah, I might just still go ahead and do that, man, because that brother is super disrespectful, man, and he was on some other stuff, and he wasn't expecting to happen what happened to him with Dr. Wesley busting out them receipts like that, man. So we definitely got to have that discussion. So do you brothers have any closing remarks before we leave?
Just very quickly, Brother Malcolm Flex, thank you for having me on your platform, brother. And just once again, how all of this started really is the questioning of the Nation of Islam and the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan by some individuals who at least have a YouTube reputation. And let's make it clear, when you want to talk about Pan-Africanism, with all the receipts that we bought tonight from our relationships with Libya, with Ghana, traveling to all of these these African countries and throughout the world, pushing dual citizenship, speaking to, the leadership of Iran, any of these African nations that you're visiting to, most likely, we've had. So that is real Pan-Africanism. $billion deals with, African countries, that's real Pan-Africanism. And if you're just new to this, you're taking a few trips, and you're still in that place of, well, why don't we have more? Brother, if you have a calling on your life, please, man, put the work in. Make it happen. But don't disrespect the brothers who are already putting the work in, who've been putting the work in decades before some of us were even born, and that the organization is still moving in that direction, 90 plus years later. So, all you Johnny come latelys, please respect the hustle, respect the work that's already been put in. And on top of that, if you're going to come correct, come with receipts. If you have an actual criticism of something that we could do better, please, brother, sit down. Let's talk behind scenes. Let's build together. We can create that reality together. But to come on a social platform with an organization that has done as much as the nation and completely discredit it and say that it's done nothing, when we can show you clearly, just right in front of your face, an educational system, a healthcare system, all these things, an international mission that has been producing for decades and decades and decades. When we can show you this, deal with us fairly and deal with us honestly. And once again, any real boots on the ground, I look forward to working with you. That's all.
And where could the subscribers find you?
Look, I'm not one of those guys. I don't have YouTube and all of that. I only got pulled into this because I saw that the nation wasn't being represented correctly last night. So I jumped on the call. Honestly, man, they need to just get what Brother Malcolm Flex, man. He's putting the work in. Guys like that who's really trained up, know all the facts. Brother Nuri, Brother Robert Muhammad, down here, and get with brothers like that, or just listen to the minister directly. Get put in with the right people. Don't worry about trying to find me. You know what I'm saying? Because
but are you on like Instagram or Facebook?
No, none of that.
Okay, yeah. So he ain't on them platforms.
Yeah,
okay.
Don't even worry about all that. Like, once again, just get with the people who's putting the work in day and day out. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely a believer. I'm a follower. I'm striving to be better. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It's not a personality cult. The mission is out there. Fall in.
Praise be to Allah, Brother Evan.
Yeah, man. I just want to say thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Brother Jesse. It's been an honor. And yeah, we got to keep doing this again. But I just want to give a big shout out and salute to the Messiah, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Praise be to Allah.
When we talk about the Messiah, the minister, man, the work speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, truth be told, we shouldn't have to do none of these videos or whatnot. But honestly, a lot of people really just don't know. The work speaks for itself. When the minister, before people even knew us, it was him. Before people even knew of the nation, it was him. And of course, it was his teacher, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but the minister in particular in this generation. You see, we didn't see the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad in person. We didn't have that experience, but we do have his chief student, his best representative, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he is the one who is cleaning up the dope addicts and the drug fiends and the prostitutes and the pimps and the gang bangers, because we have to save our people. Their lives matter just as much as ours. It doesn't matter about the status quo. We don't go by status quo. We go by what is right and what's actual facts. So I appreciate you, bro. I salute you. I salute you, brother Jesse. And you know what? Shout out to y'all brothers over there, man, who may have some disagreements. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. But we're going to get it together. I'm your brother, Evan Nexton. I'm the strategist.
Praise be to Allah. You know, they had to get this truth, though.
That's right.
You know, you definitely had to get this truth. And mute your mic for me, brother.
Oh, my bad, bro.
And I would like to thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you know, for changing my life and being a father to me, a spiritual father. You know, I've learned a lot from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and members in leadership within the Nation of Islam. I would like to thank the Nation of Islam for also changing my life and having an effect on my life as well. And also, I would like to thank our listeners for tuning in. You know, I apologize that I'm not putting out the content that I should, that I know I can, but you know, your brother, I fired my job. So your brother, I'm doing for self, and you know, I got to work every day. You know what I mean? So I can, you know, make a living. You know, so my apologies. Inshallah, in the future, if I can hire someone to, you know, do video editing for me, you know, so we can push out more content on a weekly basis. You know, that's what I'm going to try to do, but I got to work myself up to that. But I do thank you all, brothers and sisters who supported, who shared the video, who donated to Malcolm Flex TV. Man, it just came through and showed you love, man. Even King Justice, man, I got love for you, my brother. You know, I could tell you a good brother. You know, we got some good laughs in yesterday. You know what I mean? You know, you a firecracker. You know, you very passionate. So that's why, you know, I can see through all that. You know what I mean? But again, I'm grateful for you all, and we will do another show pretty soon, and maybe we can get the brothers back on, because the subscribers really enjoyed you brothers being on here, man. I really enjoyed you brothers going off, man. Y'all did a wonderful job. This is your brother Malcolm Flex TV. I love y'all. We gone. Assalamu alaikum.